Hi, everyone. Welcome to this Friday edition of the show. Tonight, we start with a question. Why is it so hard for leaders and media on both sides of the aisle to be consistent in their support for law enforcement, rather than picking and choosing when they like them? This is an issue we discussed this week on the show. In the wake of the 2020 summer riots, I called for throwing the book at those who attacked police or even engaged in property damage. I supported local police departments across the country despite rampant and absurd calls to defund. I was attacked by many on the left for continuing to fight for my live police show to be back on the air. I feel the same way today standing with federal law enforcement officers who are under fire since the FBI executed a search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. They are literally being threatened. In a joint intelligence bulletin released this week, the FBI and Department of Homeland Security warned of possible threats towards law enforcement coming from social media sites, web forums, and beyond. A week ago, 42-year-old Ricky Walter Schiffer allegedly wore a tactical vest and armed with an AR-style rifle and a nail gun attempted to forcibly enter the FBI's Cincinnati field office. Fortunately, no agents or officers were injured. Schiffer was shot dead by authorities. He had posted to Truth Social, the former president's social media platform, calling for violence in the days after the Mar-a-Lago search, and he appeared to post a message detailing his failed attempt to gain entry to that FBI building, saying, quote, "Well, I thought I had a way through the bulletproof glass, and I didn't. If you don't hear from me, it's true. I tried attacking the FBI, and it'll mean either I was taken off the internet, the FBI got me, or they sent the regular cops." On Monday, 46-year-old Pennsylvania man Adam Bies was arrested for making threats against the FBI. He's charged with influencing, impeding, or retaliating against a federal law enforcement official after they received a tip about his alleged online post that read in part, quote, "Every single piece of who works for the FBI in any capacity, from the director down to the janitor who cleans their toilets, deserves to die. You've declared war on us, and now it's open season on you." Now, Fox News seems comparatively uninterested in the story of the ongoing threats against the FBI, as MSNBC and CNN seem to have little appetite for the difficulty police were facing in the wake of the George Floyd case. Since 2020, I've tried to hold accountable those on the far left, both politicians and media, who attack our police departments for political gain. I've agreed with Republicans that the idea of taking funds away from local police departments would be a complete disaster. And as we've seen, those funds, quote, quietly returned to departments after an increase in crime. But it's the hypocrisy on both sides that's just astonishing. Here's MSNBC's Jason Johnson, who in 2021 stood alongside some of the most radical calls against police, but then radically changed his tone in 2022.
I've been saying we need to abolish American policing as it currently exists. It doesn't work. Policing doesn't work the way we're doing it right now.
He knows what they took, but have so far refused to make that public. And that's no coincidence. It allows the former president and his followers to dishonestly accuse the FBI, the same agency responsible for capturing the Oklahoma City bombers, Boston Marathon bombers, and some of the world's child predators, of planting evidence.
Oh, now all of those investigations were so well done, Oklahoma City and all these other investigations. Well, now it's some on the far right, impugning and even pushing for the defunding of the FBI without any evidence of wrongdoing. And that's become downright dangerous. In 2020, the right-leaning media seemed to be very much in line with me, but have since changed course. Fox's Jesse Waters is an example.
Whenever there's an emergency, who do you call? You call the police. When your baby stops breathing, when your friend gets raped, when your dad ODs, when your husband has a heart attack, when there's a massive collision on the highway, you call 911, and they're there to help. Without the police, there'd be no civilization. You want to know how corrupt our FBI really is? Just look at the people involved in yesterday's raid. Everyone's crooked, from the judge who signed the warrant to the attorney general to the guys running the FBI. The entire Justice Department is rotten to the core.
Right. Some, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, are looking to profit from it. She's selling Defund the FBI shirts on her website. Former President Trump has been raging against the FBI in multiple social media posts, including suggesting that they planted evidence. But it's not all Republicans. There are those calling this what it really is, dangerous, including former Vice President Mike Pence.
The Republican Party is the party of law and order. Our party stands with the men and women who serve on the thin blue line at the federal and state and local level. and these attacks on the FBI must stop. Calls to defund the FBI are just as wrong as calls to defund the police.
There's also Congressman Dan Crenshaw, who's calling it all a dumb political stunt. He told Axios, quote, "I'm impressed Democrats finally got us to say defund the FBI. That makes you look unserious when you start talking like that." And then there's also Fox and Friends host Steve Doocy, who said this.
It would be great for everybody to tamp down the rhetoric against the FBI, because the FBI simply was doing what the DOJ asked them to do. If the former president, who has always been a great supporter of law enforcement, had posed with 1,000 police departments coast to coast, it would be great if he called for an end to the violent rhetoric against federal law enforcement, and in particular, the FBI that was just doing their job.
Meanwhile, the boots on the ground in the FBI continue to shut out the noise, continue to do their job. This week, the DOJ announced an FBI-led nationwide sex trafficking operation that rescued more than 200 trafficking victims, including 84 children. We need more leaders on both sides who will stand by law enforcement, local and federal, from sweeping and unjustified attacks, particularly when the going gets tough. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.